The truth is, every business is going to go through financial ups and financial downs. There will be times where you will have more money in your bank account than you know what to do with. And there will be other times where your bank account is looking a lot lower than what you want it to be. And what I always ask business owners and law firm owners, especially, is when the cash in your bank account drops below your comfort level or below whatever that safety level is, do you have at least three things that you are considering to make it through that phase? And welcome back. So, we're still talking through September is a month where you are implementing your strategy and you're going through those steps of moving your firm towards your goals. Now, in the process of anything that takes time to actually develop and time to achieve, think about it. Let's say, for example, when it comes down to kids going back to school, if kids are going back to school, it's not going to be something that they do one day and then they're done. It is going to be a longer journey. Or even when you think about sports, if you're trying to win a championship, it is going to be a long term journey, meaning you're going to start at the beginning of the season. You got to show up every single week. You got to show up every single day of that week. And you have to make sure that you are consistently showing up to perform in a way that can lead you to your outcome. Now, in that journey, no matter where you are, who you are, what you do, you are going to have mental endurance. Now, the mental endurance that you're going to need is you're going to need to be able to navigate the ups and the downs, and you're going to need to be able to pull things back together, and you're going to need to be able to stay steady over time. So, when you think about your law firm, and let's say you were very excited at the beginning of the year when you set your goal. Now that we're at September, like how excited are you about the goal that you set? Like, how are you staying steady with the strategy that you have developed for your business to make sure that, hey, each week we're doing the things that we need to do. Each month we're focused on the right places and we're actually making gradual progress, because if you do not have a steady effort towards what your outcome is, you're probably not going to get there. And mental endurance is one of those things that you are going to need. So, here's a couple of things that I would like to recommend when it comes down to the finance side of you being on that journey and being able to have the endurance to make it through. The truth is, every business is going to go through financial ups and financial downs. There will be times where you will have more money in your bank account than you know what to do with. And there will be other times where your bank account is looking a lot lower than what you want it to be. And what I always ask business owners and law firm owners, especially, is when the cash in your bank account drops below your comfort level or below whatever that safety level is, do you have at least three things that you are considering to make it through that phase? And so here's a couple of things that you can keep in mind is when your cash drops below a certain point, you should be asking yourself is what are the types of things that I can either cut back on or expenses I can defer to a later time? Like, you probably should start to think about that before you find yourself in a situation where you have to make that decision. Like, there have been so many law firms that I have talked to where they hit a point where their business was down a bit more than they wanted it to be down. And then we had to go through that hard process of figuring out, okay, what adjustments can we make? What costs can we cut? What things? And it was very tough for them to really define, like, where can we cut? And I was like, you know what? It would have been much better for us to plan ahead on this, knowing that, hey, at some point things may go down. And if things go down, when it was, I guess, when we were excited about things going well, we probably could have decided then and said, hey, if things ever go down, what are three things that we can cut back on, or what are three things that we can turn off until the cash picks back up? Because when you're in the heat of cash in the bank account being low, it's very hard for you to focus and to make, the best decisions because your emotions are all over the place. And so I always tell law firm owners, before you find yourself in a cash crunch, identify at least three things that if your cash was really low, what could you stop doing to help your firm get through that low period? The second thing that I would say is we then need to really ask ourselves, what are we willing to do to go make some extra money in our firm? A lot of times law firm owners stay in that down cycle because they're not willing to make some adjustments. For example, if your firm is going through a downturn and let's say you don't have as many clients coming in, are there any other alternative services that you can offer to clients or to potential clients to help bring in more cash to get your business through that slow period of time? Let's say, for example, if you're doing family law, is are there any other types of legal support or legal casework that you can do to offer to potential clients that can help you until you get your case volume back up where it needs to be? Because when you go through those downward cycles, what ends up happening a lot of times is law firms will just sit back, hey, we'll make it through it. But while you're just hoping that you get through it, your cash is just going down and down. And what you need to have is, what can we do to actually get our cash back up? What other alternative services or alternative legal support can we offer to the public or to potential clients or maybe to existing clients to just say, hey, what can we do to get some more cash in the door to get us through this period? And then the third thing that I always ask is, if your cash got low, what is the marketing strategy you would use to get more clients in the door? Now, if your cash is low, you're probably thinking we really can't invest in marketing as much as we would like to. And that may be true. So, what I would encourage you to think about is, who are those referral sources that you can pick up the phone and call? Who could you take to lunch? And who could you tell, hey, we're open to taking on new clients? And if you aren't really keeping in touch with your referral sources, what I would probably say is you're probably missing out on one of the most probably cost efficient and highest ROI when it comes down to marketing. Because a lot of times when you think about your referral sources, it doesn't cost you as much to get clients through referrals who already know and trust you. But if you're not investing time with these people who are in your network or with people who may know the types of clients that you like to work with, if you're not investing time to connect with them or you're not investing time to build relationships with them, when they hear about someone who needs your services, you just won't come to mind because you're not investing the time into the relationship to be top of mind when someone needs your help. So, if you're ever in a downturn, what I would ask you is, who are the trusted referral sources that you can pick up the phone and reach out to and let them know, hey, we're taking on new clients or we're looking to take on new clients. If you have any referrals, we'd be happy to help them. Because if you do those three things, meaning you know what costs you a cut, you know what alternative services you can offer to get more cash in, and you know what referral sources you would pick up the phone and call. When your business inevitably goes through a downturn, you will have a method and a pathway to get out of that downturn to get your business back into a healthy place. But if you don't plan ahead, what's going to happen is you're going to hit a downturn and you're not going to really know what to do. And it could be overwhelming, but you can avoid that by planning ahead. So I hope that you take this advice and really start thinking about those three things today. What can you start doing now to prepare your business? Because every business will go through a downturn, but if you're prepared, it won't be as painful. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Law Firm and Finance Show, where we give you great content that helps you build a more successful law firm. So make sure you hit that subscribe button on all platforms and follow us for more content.